podcast of lacrosse history. So now, let's get started. But the real question is, when, where, how, and who started the game lacrosse? Let's find out.
Lacrosse was one of the oldest team sport in North America. It was first played by Native Americans in southeastern tribes for their recreation, to train young men for war, to settle disputes between tribes, and to amuse and to please the Creator. Lacrosse is a contact team sport, especially in the men's division. It is a combination of basketball, soccer, and hockey. The objective of this game is to make a score by shooting the ball to the opponent's goal. Lacrosse was formerly known as stickball in general, but it had different terms in different tribes, like Bagataway in Algonquian tribe, that means they bump hips, and Tewaarathon means little brother of war by the Iroquois tribe. Do you know that there were 3 different variations of this stick? First was the stick used by the southeastern tribes, where lacrosse was first played. Second, the Great Lakes stick. And lastly, the stick of northeastern tribes, where basically got the idea of sticks used for modern lacrosse.
I'm Sarah and I will give information about how lacrosse discovered and developed. And it was because of John Devereux and Dr. William George.
European discovery. In the 17th century, the northeastern version of the game was first encountered by the Europeans. French Jesuit missionaries observed the game played by the Huron Indians and they called it lacrosse because of the native sticks resembled the crosier carried by the French bishops as a symbol of office. In some agreed origin, it was come from the French version of field hockey, which they called the jeu de lacrosse. At first, Europeans saw the game as savage, and one French settler wrote, "If one were not told beforehand that they were playing, one would certainly believe that they were fighting." Europeans believe playing lacrosse is to bring good weather or to honor dead who was rather innocent, and soon began to enjoy watching it and often placed bets. English been so attracted to this game, and it was their first introduction to the concept of team sports. But European missionaries was so uninformative that lacrosse historian Thomas Benham says, "We may never have a definitive history of the game." More than 100 years after the game was first played by the whites, a non-Native American lacrosse team was formally organized. Dr. William George Beers, father of modern lacrosse, created the Montreal Lacrosse Club in 1856. The development of Dr. Beers' rules was the first step in the modernization of the game. 2 years later, he published the first book on lacrosse, the national game of Canada, in 1879. The United States National Amateur Lacrosse Association was formed by John R. Flannery. Natives' game was modernized, that it was not played savagely but not as modernized as the game played by whites. 1900s, lacrosse was banned in Oklahoma Chictaw when they found that they were attaching weights to their sticks to crack another skull. In 1834, Kirinawi Indians demonstrated the sports in Montreal, and white became interested in the sport. During 1867, first game played under Beers' rules was at Upper Canada College. In 1860, lacrosse became Canada's national game.
Now, let's take a look at the equipments. These sticks are the basic equipment of this game. This one's for the men and this one's for the women. As you can see, they are different. The pocket of the men's stick is deeper than the pocket of the women's stick. Why? Because the game of the men's lacrosse is much physical than the women's game. Another equipment of the game lacrosse is the goal. This one measures 6 feet by 6 feet. And the playing area of the lacrosse is the field.